Hello, I'm Noor Navaid, and this is What Do You Think? Today, we will be jumping into a topic that has made the news in recent weeks. The gun control debate can get complicated as we weigh constitutionality and the freedom to bear arms with attempts at regulating gun ownership. Ben Franklin once said, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." This quote illustrates the essence of the gun control debate. Where is the line between the liberty of gun ownership and the safety of the public drawn? First, a little background. Gun violence in the United States is a major national concern that results in tens of thousands of deaths and injuries annually. No other developed country in the world has anywhere near the same rate of gun violence as America does. This is shown in this graphic published by Vox News. In terms of more recent news, on October 1st of this year, gunman Stephen Paddock opened fire on a crowd of concertgoers at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival on the Las Vegas Strip in Nevada, leaving 58 people dead and 546 injured. Paddock owned 47 guns and had 23 in his hotel room that night. Even more recently, last Sunday on November 5th, 26 people were killed when Devin Patrick Kelly opened fire at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs in Texas, and 20 others were wounded. The Texas store where the gunman bought 2 of his 4 guns said he passed his background checks before he made the purchases, even though federal law mandates that he should have been barred from owning 2 firearms during the accounts of two domestic violence. After leaving the church, a private gun-owning citizen shot Kelly twice, injuring him before he took his own life. Pro-gun advocates cite that this incident of a good guy with a gun shows how firearms in the hands of trained and concerned citizens can help contain gun violence and save lives. Data from Gun Violence Archive also shows that more than 11,650 people have died from gun-related violence so far this year, and more than 23,500 others were injured. And just today, as this show is being taped, another incident of gun violence has just occurred at Rancho Tajama Elementary School, north of Sacramento. At the time of this taping, 5 people were pronounced dead, including the shooter, and at least 10 were hospitalized. Guns are not only used for violence against the innocent. According to the GOA, Gun Owners of America, and an organization that lobbies support for gun owners in America, guns are used more than millions of times a year by law-abiding citizens in self-defense. The Second Amendment in the Constitution states that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, so possession of guns is not illegal. According to the Washington Post, however, for every gun used in self-defense, 6 are used to commit crimes. Their statistics sharing approximately 100,000 use of guns per year, although this figure includes people shooting at others while mistakenly thinking of them as a threat. We put out a poll 2 weeks ago to get an idea of what students thought about this issue. We asked, should stricter gun control laws be enforced in the U.S.? 60% of the responses from Pali students said yes, while 40% replied no. I'd like to welcome our guests today. First, we have Varun Ditta. Varun is a senior here at Pali, and he is a soldier in the Army National Guard and has lots of first-hand experience with guns. He does not agree with enforcement of more gun control laws in the United States. Next, we have Allison Brand. Allison is a sophomore here at Pali, and she believes that more gun control laws should be enforced. Finally, we have Nora Bajor, who is a freshman here at Pali, and she also believes that more gun control laws should be enforced in the USA. So let's start with the first question. I want to get an idea of what your opinions are. So do you think that gun control laws would reduce gun-related violence? Why or why not? So who would like to start that? Yeah.
So, I think that it definitely would reduce gun-related violence, because right now it's really easy for someone to just go and purchase a gun, and not all stores have background checks. And while some people say that if guns were illegal, then criminals would still get it, but it's actually a lot harder to get guns off the black market because you have to keep it hidden and everything, so it'd be way more expensive. And if you have the money to do that, then I think you'd use it for something else.
Yeah, adding on to that, I also think that it would reduce gun violence because, for example, in Las Vegas, it would have reduced, it wouldn't have let the gunman purchase bump stocks, which allowed him to kill many more people than he could have. Also, in the Texas shooting, he shouldn't have been allowed to buy guns because he had a history of domestic violence.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, a lot of legislation that's aimed at curbing gun violence, it doesn't actually target the problem. So I think probably one of the biggest examples is suppressors. When you actually look at data about suppressors, you realize that a lot of arguments made about them actually turn out to be untrue. We can go more in depth if you guys would like. But if we want to truly target gun violence, I think other legislation that's concerning, for example, the police, would be more effective.
Interesting thoughts. Thank you guys. So that's all the time that we have for today's installment. Tomorrow we will explore this topic more in depth. I'm sure we are all really looking forward to that. So until then, back to you.